I wanted to share with you today a message that came from Mother Earth. Now, as some of you who have known me for a while, you know that I work with the Guardians of Light. Those are ascended masters, angels. Sometimes I get messages from the mother aspect of Source, and occasionally I get messages from Mother Earth as well. So I tuned in. I've been tuning into her quite a bit lately to get an idea of what, from her perspective, is happening on the planet right now, because when we look around and we see all this chaos that's happening, it's important to understand that there's never just one perspective. There's never just one thing that is being experienced. There's the spiritual perspective, there's the physical perspective, there's Mother Earth's perspective, there's the perspective of the mainstream media. Everything has multiple perspectives to it. And so I wanted to know from Mother Earth's perspective, I also refer to her as Mama Gaia, her perspective of what is happening on the planet, because I've been seeing now for months, it could even be for at least a year or two, where I'm seeing the heart of Gaia, the core, shifting from a carbon base to being a crystalline base. And what's been made very clear to me is that it's actually a diamond heart. And I've been watching this diamond heart grow over the last months or years and becoming brighter and brighter. And a couple of months ago, I started seeing it pulsating like a heart and sending these shards of light out up through the mantle and up into every being on earth, and light coming in from above and coming down, and this like rain shower of light upon the earth, and her light moving up, and so the entire essence of our planet is shifting to a higher vibration of light. And so I tuned into this over the last couple of days, and I almost always write down the messages that come through. Sometimes I'm in the shower or I'm walking on the beach, and obviously I can't write them down. I try to remember what they were. When I have really important messages to share, I sit and I get into a deep meditation, and I ask that entity and energy to come through and give me a very clear message that I can share with the rest of humanity. And so I'm going to be reading you this message that came through from Mother Earth. Now, the reason that I read the messages, so you know, I'm going to be reading. I know that's really annoying for some people, but I read for a reason. And that is because it's really important for people to take in the message from where they are. So rather than me telling you what I think my interpretation is and what I'm telling you what to think, I don't do that. I simply share the message. What resonates with you from where you presently are. If it doesn't resonate with you, go ahead and discard it. If it does resonate with you, sit with you and see how that feels for you and what it means for you. It is my role to spread these messages forward, but I don't tell people what to think. So I'm sharing this with you. Please, this is a beautiful love note from Mother Earth to her children, and her explanation of what is happening on her being right now, so that we can all move through this present process with greater grace and ease. So here goes. You are all dear ones, my darling children, made in the womb of my creation. You are all me, and I am all you, as we exist as one. One cannot separate us, as we are inseparable. Many have the misconception that man was given dominion over earth to dominate and control over all beings and life forms. That cannot be further from the truth. Human beings, as the primary species on the mantle of my being, were given the great gift and responsibility of being my caretakers. They were given dominion to protect and care for all life on the earth domain. Many, in arrogance, or perhaps unconsciousness, have chosen instead to attempt to dominate and control me and all of my creations. Do I hate any of these beings? Of course not. Just as you, delightful and loving souls, They too are a part of me, and I a part of them. I do not hate any of my creations and see all life with the same loving and honoring reverence. Life is life. It is created through me, from me, and is returned to me, all with loving nurturing and respect for all that I am and all that is a part of me. I am Gaia Sophia, Mother Earth, the giver, lover, and creator of life, the life of which all things are made of and also become. My blood flows through your veins. My earth is your embodiment. My water is your life force. As you take care of me, I nourish and protect you. There are some, over many millennia, who disrespected me and my creations. No more. I am rising and clearing my house to establish the truth that all my children, all my creations are equal and precious in my eyes. I've tolerated the mistreatment of my body and my waters, and loved you all through it. As a kind and loving mother, I see only the beautiful potential that lays within each of you, hidden and disguised by fear. I have loved you all through it, still loving, caring, and nurturing you all, even as so many of you forgot about me and the gift of life that I am. I am here now, cleansing my waters, dusting off my mantle and shaking off what no longer serves me. My children are growing up, and as they outgrow their childish nightmares, they will see what they no longer are willing to tolerate. They will see they are no longer willing to tolerate the abuse of me and the abuse of each other. My light is growing. My inner light is glowing. My heart's light has shifted from carbon into diamond light, now pulsating and purifying my being. As my light grows to the strength beholden to a star, many will choose, by human or by soul choice, to leave my body and their environment. This purification is a purification by fire. The baptism of fire that ignites the whole new level of understanding in the human heart is not for the weak-hearted. Those who endure the fire will come through stronger, galvanized, and lead the way for others to see through the smoke and the flames as the old way collapses, and I am liberated from the dark shadows attempting to confine me. I will not be confined or allow my children any further suffering at the hands of those who have no love for me and the others I have borne. I am shaking their shadowy dust from my mantle and sending them on their way. Some, many, will return their mortal bodies to me, into the blessed oneness that I am, to once again be a part of my wholeness. Some will have a change of heart when they see how far they have strayed from their own true potential and learn to love. The dark shadows will retreat into the nothingness and allness from whence they came, and all will be well. And Mama Gaia will take a nice, long, restful nap. My children, all of my creations, will be in peace as my garden of harmony is restored. I am shifting into a being of pure light, and those who wish to stay in the light will choose to rise up with me as I ascend into my own glory. Those who cannot and will not resonate with this will choose to go, and perhaps return another time in a more suitable form. I feel nothing but love for those who were misguided and could not love all there is to love about being human. Human life is my greatest offering. I gave humanity dominion over all things, over all that I am, and it was misconstrued as domination of all things. Those who understand that dominion is caring of all things have always cared for me and lived in harmony with my being. This disharmony others have felt came from beliefs of fear, domination, and control. Yet I cannot and will not be controlled. I give equally to all of my creations, but I will not be dominated over. Those who choose domination and control will be leaving my mantle, as they cannot resonate with the new powerful heartbeat of my core. They simply cannot stay, as darkness cannot exist in my radiating light. I will shake them off and purify my land. Do not pity them, as they have made their choice and I have made mine. I can no longer support those who choose to abuse me and the rest of my family. Mama is cleaning house, that is all. And those who cannot be pure of heart will not stay. The laws of the universe, choice and consequence, take precedence in all things. Even I, the Great Mother, must comply with these laws, for they exist to hold me in balance, as well as all things. I let go of the most dishonoring beings with love and gratitude for the experience. I, too, am always learning, growing, and expanding in consciousness. Know, my dear sweet children, that my crown of gold is being activated, as are all of yours. With this crown of gold, you will shine to your fullest potential in this now present human experience. Some have said the streets will be paved with gold and I will be a sea of glass. That is my radiance, shining up through my mantle into the atmosphere as my light dismantles all darkness and all life experiences a new golden age, unlike anything you can now presently imagine. That is my gift to you, for being the ones who stayed at the forefront of the fire and stood your ground on behalf of me and all life on earth. This is your just reward as stewards of the new earth. Together we will experience a world of bliss. It is written in the stars. That is all for now, dear ones. Be in peace, for I am with you, holding you in my loving embrace. So that was her message to us. Really beautiful reminder that no matter how much human beings have done to hurt her, to control her, she has always loved us and always cared for us and always nurtured us and always been there for us. And as this darkness is brought to the surface, it's brought up to be dismantled, removed from her mantle and sent out from here to wherever it goes. But it is no longer welcome here. And the time of bliss, the time of peace that's been foretold for thousands of years is now coming to us. This is the ascension. This is the great awakening. This is the time that's been foretold, and here we are. We get to be an active participant in this. We get to play an active role in being the ones who are intercreating this world with her. And when we remember our own light and how powerful the light is that's within every single one of us, we get to be a part of creating that new world. It's that old world, all of the darkness that has attempted to control the planet, all of the fear-based controls in our belief systems, in the media, in our religiosities, all of it is being dismantled and purified from the human experience, purified from Gaia's experience. And because we are all one, we're all one with Mother Earth. As she rises, we rise with her. And those who can't make that leap of faith is what I'm hearing right now, won't be able to stay in Earth's presence. Now they can come back in another life form as a higher vibrational being, but those who can't make that shift now will be won't be able to make the shift to light speed. What I was being told months ago was that we were going to be moving into light speed, and those who can't make that shift to light speed will transition out and be invited to come back in as a new form. And that there are some who will be removed from the planet and will not be welcome to return because they are choosing darkness over light. And as she mentioned in this beautiful message, there's no anger or resentment toward any of it. This was all just part of this particular learning experience. I think what a lot of people don't understand is that our souls chose to experience the contrast of light and dark, and that is the reason all of this darkness has happened on our planet. We allowed it to be so because it's part of our soul's growth experience and part of Gaia's growth experience to experience that darkness and then bring the light into it, that the light is in us, and as we raise our own vibration of light, that darkness has no choice but to be dismantled. So I was saying earlier, I was seeing this beautiful diamond coral that's been this heartbeat, and what's fascinating is that the Schumann resonance has been changing along with her heartbeat shifting to a higher vibration. And the other thing that I've been seeing is the quantum field being activated on Earth's mantle. Now, from my understanding, the quantum field is a 6th dimension. And I was asked years ago to connect with my higher self in the 6D. And I had never heard of such a thing. I'm learning along with everyone else a lot of the new earth consciousness. My higher self feeds it to me as I'm ready to learn about it. So I was being shown this 6th dimension, and the 6th dimension is where life is created before it physically manifests. So everything we are experiencing on the world right now is actually created in this quantum field, in this 6D, before it physically manifests here. You know, on a collective consciousness, my understanding is that it takes 2 to 3 years for what happens energetically for the collective to physically manifest here in our physical reality. On an individual level, it can happen like that because it's just our own stuff that's in the way. When it comes to the collective, there's a lot more clearing and cleaning and purging and letting go that needs to be done before what has been created energetically physically manifests. So even though time doesn't really exist except for in our physical appearance of time, it still has that appearance of that kind of delay. So what we're seeing happening on the planet right now is actually old news. It's a couple of years old, and as the light is increasing on our planet, it's what's already occurred. And as the light wins on our planet, understand the light has already won. It's already won. We're just seeing it starting to play out here in our field as our consciousness, and our consciousness collectively, as we raise our own vibration, causes that to happen at a faster rate. So our consciousness increases the light speed, the speed at which the light encompasses the planet in our physical experience. So it doesn't have to take 2 or 3 years. The more we let go of our beliefs of lack and fear and darkness, the faster the light can manifest on our planet. The more we purge everything that doesn't serve us from our own being, from our intimate surroundings, from our own personal fields, and we ripple that outward out across the planet. This is all about purging. The Mother Earth is purging everything that doesn't serve her. She is purging everything that doesn't serve the light. That's why it's so ugly right now. I mean, purging isn't pretty. Any of us who have, well, we've all been sick at some point and had to purge some sickness that's inside our body. It is not pretty. And so what we're seeing on the planet right now is the planet purging what no longer serves her, what no longer serves us in this beautiful light field that we are intercreating. And so that purging, as unpleasant as it appears, is really, really good, and it's really, really necessary. And what each of us can do to assist in that process is to purge from our own life, from our own being, actively invite the light in. And we have the capacity to change our bodies from fear-based molecular makeup to light-based molecular makeup. That's a hard word to say. Molecular makeup. We can actually change our own bodies by consciously purging what no longer serves us. That means cleaning out our closets, cleaning out our spaces, cleaning out our beliefs, as difficult as that is. Learning to be grateful for even the ugliest parts of our life, because that's where we get our learning lessons from. Learning how to be grateful for what the darkness has taught us. Gratitude is extremely powerful. And it is the most active thing we can do to discharge all of the negative charge on our planet. So go into gratitude as much as possible to discharge the negative charges that have been applied. The light dismantles the darkness. One of the other things I wanted to say when I was seeing her talk about activating the crown chakra, in a sense, is that our halos are all being activated as beings of light. And I know in the past when we think about halos, it's the angel with a halo around their head. That's our crown chakra. And we all have that. We all have access to that. When we hold the light within our body and remember that we are the embodiment of light, and that light that's within us, when we lighten up our own heart, that radiates out and that activates the crown chakra. And when our crown chakra is activated, we have access to an entire universe of information we didn't even know existed. We have a direct line of communication to source, a direct line of communication to that which many call God. All of us have access to that. And as our crown is activated, we can tap into that stream, that love stream, as I call it, that stream of light consciousness that all of us are. It's never been in just one person. It's always been in all of us. We just need to remove the layers of fear and darkness within ourselves so that we become light bodies, we become light beings. And so I was seeing not only our own halo being ignited, also seeing this beautiful halo around the earth herself. As she becomes more of a light body, her own golden aura is activated, and that brings in more light and more light and more of a golden radiance that we're all going to be living in. And we all get to play an active role in that happening. The more we lighten up our own field, our own environment, the more it assists her in lightening up hers, and the more she lightens up hers, the more we lighten up ours. It's this beautiful symbiotic relationship that we have with Mother Earth. And that, yeah, we are the ones we've been waiting for. I know a lot of us have been saying that for years, and here it is. This is it. And we get to play an active role in dismantling the darkness from our planet. This isn't about politics. This isn't about leaders. None of that. That's all just part of the surface stuff. What's really happening here is, who are we being? Who are we resonating in as our own being? Because who we are is what changes the surface playing fields. And take our minds off of all of the division, all of the chaos, all of what's being shown to us on social media, all of what's being shown to us on the television, all of what's being told to us subconsciously from all of our conversations, from wherever we go, everything we see. That's just surface stuff. And that we can actually change that, the surface story, because it's all just stories, into what it is we really want to create. So even though we can acknowledge that the darkness is there, and yes, the darkness is being purged, and we recognize what it is, and it is not pretty. None of it is pretty. that I don't do sides, and just know that there is some very ugly, 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 ugly stuff happening on our planet right now. And it's not that it's getting worse, it's just now being exposed. That exposure is what is frightening to people. And that's just all of our collective diseases and all of our collective darkness and hell on earth being lifted up. All hell really is breaking loose, and hell has always been here. It's just been hidden. It's being brought to the surface so that we can remove it, we can eject it, we can purge it from our collective being. And the more of us who acknowledge that we are an active participant in the purging, and the more we acknowledge that we are active participants in the shifting from carbon to crystalline, from carbon to diamond, from darkness to light, the faster this process will occur. So that is it for today. I love you all. I feel so incredibly blessed and almost in tears of gratitude for being able to be a part of this human experience at this extraordinary time. Because this really is a truly extraordinary time to be alive, and we all get to be a part of creating the new earth. And with that, I say goodbye. Love you all, and I'll see you next time.